Hello everyone, and welcome to the open space. And I will begin our tonight's workshop session. Yeah, and I will make a simple introduction about open space. It's a technical workshop built by OpenBuild, Rebase, and Uptrend DAO. And we are more focused on the Chinese developer in group and the Asia developer. And tonight, we also when we welcome Martin DevRel from the iExec, and he will give a workshop about the Web3 privacy tool for the builders. So let's big welcome to Martin and give us this workshop. Yeah. So Martin, you can just begin.
Great, thank you very much. Thanks for this workshop with your community. That's really amazing. So today in this workshop, I will walk you through everything you need to know about our Web3 privacy tools for builders, enabling them to integrate, to add privacy in their Web3 project. So we will check a few slides together, then a small workshop, and at the end you will be able to win and share a share of $200 just by doing this workshop with me. But I will explain everything. And of course, you can ask any question in the chat. I've got the chat with me. So as soon as you want, you can ask some questions. Let's go. So just let's start with the Web3 privacy tool, the iExec journey. We started in 2017 with our white paper outlining our vision of confidential computing, then decentralized marketplace, and then we added blockchain and confidential computing in 2020. And we started working 2 years ago on developers tools and SDK, enabling builders to play and integrate with privacy. And everything comes together this year. And we've got two amazing tools I will showcase today for you. So first, let's talk about privacy and confidential computing, because it's the iExec foundation. You need to understand this part if you want to understand how to use our tools. And typical security measures focus on protecting data at rest, meaning it's encrypted and stored on a server, or it protects data in transit when the data is traveling through different networks. But the real problem is we need to also protect data while in use. Why? Because for an application or a program to process this data, if a program wants to process data, it needs to see the data. And it needs to see it in plain text. So this means the data stays unencrypted in the memory, making it vulnerable to malicious attacks. And it's exactly where confidential computing comes in. Okay, this slide looks kinda scary. There is a lot of technical term, but don't worry, I will explain everything. Let's break it down. So first, at the core of confidential computing, we have something called a trusted execution environment, TEE. Basically, it's a secure vault inside your CPU thanks to the SGX technology. And in this enclave on my slide, that's where the magic happens. It's a protected space inside the processor, because it's a hardware-based technology, where sensitive data, code, and processing, basically everything that happens in it, remain totally private and confidential, even for the operating system itself. So what you need to keep in mind, it's a hardware-based technology. We are using specific chipset called SGX and TDX. And inside, we can create what we call an enclave, and everything that happens in this enclave remain confidential and private. And the cool part, it's totally isolate from the system, from everybody. So even if the system is compromised, no worries about that. So if we zoom into what iExec is running in this enclave, in this black box, in this vault, we have two kind of things. First, database, and second, iExec application. Database because we are able to store any kind of secret, private key, API keys, whatever you want, keep it secret. You can store it in a database in this vault. And second, iExec application. It's specific application compatible with the TDX and SGX technology. It means you can run any kind of application in this enclave. So at the end, this application will be able to process any kind of data in a private space. So this is,
Sorry,
yeah.
Martin, do you have like the PowerPoint, the presentation?
Oh, you're not
yeah.
seeing my screen.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
can take a quicker look up. Yep.
I was sure that you're seeing my screen, but I'm not allowed to share it. It's why it didn't work. I tried to share my
You can
screen.
share.
Can you authorize me to share
Okay.
my? Oh,
Okay. I'll give you the.
thanks for stopping me. I was sure that everybody was seeing my screen.
Okay.
All
Can you
right.
check now?
It's way better. Okay, perfect. Sorry for that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. Sorry.
no worries. I want to explain again everything, but just to show you the slide. So it was the slide about the iExec journey, the history. We started in 2017, and then in 2025 we've got privacy tools for builders, and then we talked about how we protect data, because the data is usually protected by at rest, encrypted and stored in a server or in transit. But what we need to solve is how you can protect data while in use. And it's exactly where confidential computing comes in. Of course, I will share my slide after. I will send it to you, and you will be able to share it to the community. This slide was the technical one about the enclave. We are using specific chipset, and in this chipset we can create what we call an enclave. It's a black box, it's a vault. And in this vault, everything that happens in it stay confidential and private, and nobody can alter, see, or store anything inside. And if we zoom in the iExec enclave, we got that database and iExec application. Database, it's because we can store any kind of secrets in this black box, in this vault, in a total secure way. And iExec application because we are able to convert any kind of application and make them compatible with this confidential environment. And it's pretty cool because it means at the end you can process any kind of data in a confidential way. So the next step is we talked about confidential computing. Confidential computing, the magic that happens inside the TEE, Trusted Execution Environment, a fully private and secure space made possible by special hardware like Intel SGX and TDX. This tech protects your data. It's being used by an application. So what we've done, we have taken it one stage further by adding the blockchain layer and get some awesome benefits like data ownership, management, and even monetization. And we are using the blockchain to set some immutable rules, governance rules to manage your data. So in simple terms, this means you get to decide how your data is used and who get to benefit from it. That's pretty cool. And the big news is you can use our technology on Arbitrum. It's why here you've got the Arbitrum chain logo, and you can deploy and build a private application on Arbitrum. Alors, let's check our tools. To make things easier for builders to use our technology, because confidential computing might sound a bit complicated, we created two main tools, Data Protector and IAP Generator. Data Protector is an end-to-end encryption tool that helps you protect your data, control who can access it, and even monetize it. An IAP generator is a command line tool that lets you create a TEE-compatible app in just one command. The app is then deployed and ready to process data protected by Data Protector. But we will discover everything together. And we've got already some existing use cases. So let's have a look on Data Protector. It's an SDK. It's pretty simple to use it. You've got a project, you just need to install it with npm install or pnpm install, and you will be able to call every method available in the SDK. So we can have a look, and here you've got protect data. It means we can protect data with this. I'm running the server preview. It should arrive soon. All right. Perfect. So what I'm going to do, I will protect my data with Data Protector, and I will protect my mail. Let's create what we call a protected data. Oh, sorry, I need my password. Okay, let's sign one transaction. Oh, sorry, I think I've got a problem. It's always a demo effect. Let's try it again. Oh, sorry for that, the demo effect. Anyway, so with this tool, you can protect the data, and we will check what happened under the hood. When you click on protect data, there is 3 steps. First, key management. The data is encrypted with a symmetric key, and this symmetric key is dropped in the database running in the enclave. Second, the protected data, the encrypted data, is stored on a decentralized server like IPFS or R.io. And the third step, we are calling the smart contract data protector to create the ownership with an NFT. And with this NFT, you own your data. So what I'm going to do, and I will share it in the chat. Okay. So you can, no. I will share in the chat the documentation. And what we're gonna do during this workshop, we will discover everything through the Hello World journey. So step by step together, we will protect the data, you will protect the data, and you will be eligible to a quest at the end. So about protecting the data, I can protect it here directly in the documentation. Oh God, what happened? Let's check if I don't have a VPN. Okay. I'm well connected. Oh, I'm not connected correctly. Okay. Wait. Okay, perfect. It was a problem with my browser cache. So what I've done, I protected the data, and as you can see there, you can check the result directly in the Explorer. So black is better. I will share it in the screen. Okay, let's go back on our slide. So protecting a data with data protector iExec tool mean that you will encrypt the data, store the symmetric key in the database running in the enclave, the encrypted data stored on IPFS or R.io. It's decentralized public storage. It's public, but the data is encrypted, so nobody can do anything with that. And the final step, it's the smart contract will create an NFT linked to your wallet. And that's pretty cool. Okay. So I've got a protected data. Okay, that's cool. I've got a protected data, but on its own, it's useless. You need to authorize someone to use this data. And by authorizing someone, I mean authorizing a user. I could authorize someone from the audience here to use my data. And I need to authorize an iExec application. So let's go back here and I will zoom a bit and check. I think it should work again. Okay. Okay. No more demo effect. Everything is working well. That's pretty cool. If you want to try directly the code sandbox here, exactly what I'm doing here, you can. I shared the link in the description. So I protected the data, and in return, you've got the blockchain address, the NFT created that you own. And then you need to call the grant access. And in this grant access method, there is 4 parameters. The first one is the protected data address. It's exactly what we've done just before. It's this one. Then the authorized user. For the demo, I will use my wallet address. And the third one, it's an important one. It's the iExec application able to run in this vault. This iExec application will be authorized to compute and use this protected data. So let's do it. Grant access. Okay, access successfully granted. So just to sum up a bit, the process is the user will come and protect the data with data protector. Then it will authorize a user and an iExec application to authorize them to compute the data. And at the end, the user will be authorized to use the iExec application and compute the protected data. This one is this schema in the workflow in a nutshell. Feel free to ask some question in the chat. I know it can feel a bit complicated, but honestly, it's really simple. So we protected the data. Perfect. We use data protector. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I will talk about the iExec application. iExec application are your gateway for trusted execution environment. It's application able to run in this confidential computing space. And it's pretty easy to use and to create some with an amazing tool we launched, the IAP generator CLI command tool. In the documentation, you can find everything you need. If you need information about IAP generator, you can go in reference. Everybody seeing my screen when I'm showing the documentation? Can you just add a thumb up emoji in the chat if everybody is seeing the documentation I'm sharing?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Oh, amazing. Thank you very much for taking the mic. Okay, so IAP generator. So what you need to do to use IAP generator, it's basically just install this package. Really easy. So as soon as you installed it, I'm using a Warp terminal. It's a really cool terminal. It's powered with AI. Okay. So as soon as you installed the IAP package by running this command, npm install global iExec and IAP, you will be able to check it if everything is running smoothly by checking maybe the version. My computer is pretty slow, so we will have the version in, I think, in a few seconds. And you should have the 1.0.0. It's the last stable version. Cool. So let's go. Let's create our first iExec application. You just need to run IAP init. And you will be able to shoot then a name. I will call it OpenBuild. And then you can pick the language you want to code your iExec application, JavaScript or Python. I will pick JavaScript. Then you can pick between Hello World and the advanced application. If I can give you an advice, first you need the easy step. It's to pick the Hello World in the menu. Okay, great. So I should have OpenBuild on my laptop, and then I will open it in my IDE. As you can see, it took me literally 5 minutes to bootstrap an iExec application, an application compatible with confidential computing. So here you've got the application code, and you can write whatever you want. This for the demo, it's pretty simple. It's just adding hello to the protected data. So as soon as you finished your customization, and you build your iExec application, you will be able to deploy it. And the best part is you can pick the Arbitrum Sepolia testnet. So if you need information, you can run app deploy --help, and you will find everything you need to understand what you can do with this CLI command tool. And as you can see, you can deploy it on Belcourt. It's our side chain. It's a gasless chain. So you can work and build for free, and you can deploy on Arbitrum mainnet, and you can even deploy on the Sepolia. That's pretty cool. And you will need, I will deploy my application because it's exactly what you need to do to be eligible to the $200 contest. So let's generate chain, and I will deploy on Belcore for the demo. Okay, so using chain Belcourt. Okay, perfect. What username? Perfect. And you will need to get a token from Docker Hub. It was in the prerequisite for this workshop. So if you've got a Docker Hub account, you can pick your token and then copy paste it. And don't forget to run your Docker daemon on your computer, because you need Docker, and you will understand why you need Docker. I don't want to be too technical, but I promise after this, the technical stuff are done. So currently, it is taking my application and is building a Docker image here. Is pushing the Docker image on my Docker Hub account. And we can easily check that on the Docker Hub. Okay. Okay, up. So now, as you can see, it's transforming my project image into a TEE image. And that's pretty cool. It will take my application and wrap it into a framework with a framework called Scone. And as you can see here, right now, you can see OpenBuild image on my Docker Hub account. It takes usually 2 minutes, and the application will be deployed and ready to use in the confidential computing space. Okay, the TEE image has been pushed. Perfect. And in a few seconds, okay. Now I finished. My application have been Dockerized, then convert into a iExec into a confidential computing environment compatible TE, and then deployed on the network. So right now you can use this application I just deployed. All right, so let's go back on our slide. So with iApp Generator, you can access and use TEE really easily. You can deploy any kind of application and make it run in the confidential computing space. And it means compute any kind of data in a confidential way. And you can pick the language you want, JavaScript, Python, and more to come for sure, like Go and Rust, etc. So the workflow in a nutshell, I think now you've got all the bricks that compose the workflow. You've got, for instance, the platform. It could be OpenBuild, and if OpenBuild is using data protector, you can be the user will be able to protect their data, like an email. The data will be protected, and you will authorize OpenBuild and an iExec application. And at the end, OpenBuild will be able to use the iExec application to compute the protected data. And we've got plenty of use case there. We've got Web3 messaging. Let's up. You can have a look on this demo, and you will be able to receive some notification directly in your mail and and never sharing your email. That's pretty cool. Content delivery, it's a way to share some content in a private way, and you can build any kind of iExec application with our tools. And a pretty amazing use case is the confidential AI, because if you get what I showcase, it's you can run anything you want in this confidential computing space. So at the end, it means you can even run AI model or AI framework. So an AI model can compute any kind of data in this private space. And we worked with ELISA OS. We built and we run ELISA OS AI framework in our TEE. So technical prerequisites, I will pass through the five chapter you need to read and test to be able and to be eligible to the contest. So if you want to try in an easy way, we've got some pretty cool starter on the iExec GitHub. And for instance, you can just git clone this one, and you can use just run npm install. You just need a reown, it's a wallet appkit a project ID, and you can use our tech. And honestly, during a hackathon, it's really easy to build something with iExec. So now let's go back. Okay. All right, so how you can maybe win a share of $200. What you need to do, it's pretty easy. You need to go on the Hello World page on iExec documentation. On the first page, nothing crazy, it's the summary. As you can see, you need an Ethereum wallet, Node.js, I will zoom a bit, Python, if you want to code, only if you want to code in Python, and you need Docker Hub and Docker installed on your computer. Then let's go on the iExec overview. With this overview, you will understand, and you will, it's exactly what I described during this workshop. You will understand what you can build with iExec technology. For instance, an AI model training on sensitive data, a research platform working with private dataset, a healthcare app processing confidential patient records. That's pretty amazing. On the last hackathon we sponsored in Belgrade, someone built something crazy. You can share your human genome to scientists, and these scientists will be able to compute and apply algorithm on your genome, get result without knowing or storing or seeing your human genome. That's pretty amazing. The next step is protect data. You need to connect your wallet for sure. You can pick iExec sidechain on the top to be sure that it will be free. But if you've got some Arbitrum, Sepolia, Ether, you can use mainnet or the testnet. Okay, so you need to feel like, hello? you click on protect data and you will have your protected data information. You will understand everything that happened under the hood, like what we've done, what happened when you clicked on protect data. That's pretty cool. And you will see how it's simple to use our tech and use confidential computing. Okay, so you've got, you protected the data. On the protect data, you need to go on the build iExec application. Take time to read everything and install the iExec package and do exactly what I've done. Basically, it's iapp init, check the code if you want to change something, up to you, and then iapp deploy. And you will just need your Docker account name and a token. Just be sure that when you generate the token, you pick here read and write to have the right authorization. Then when you've done that, perfect, you need to go on manage data and you will authorize. Donc, I will pick my iExec application address and I will apply the grant access method. It means I will authorize the application and myself to use the protected data I created before. Perfect. If you follow each step, you will be able to submit the quest. And at the end, you need to run this command to process the data. So if it's clear for everybody, I will share the quest link. If you protect your data in the hello world, this section will be green. If you deploy your iExec application with the iapp generator CLI command tool, it will be green. Then you will need to drop your Discord ID, because if you are winning, we need to send, if you win, we need to send you the money. And at the end, you need a special password. And this password is this one. Oh, sorry. I will copy paste it. All right. You've got everything. So quick reminder. If you wanna discover iExec and have got a chance to win a share of $200, just go on the Hello World, read carefully every step, protect the data directly in the embedded process here, then build an iExec application with the iapp generator CLI command tool, manage access, and then you will be able to submit the quest and click on participate. I really hope it was clear enough. Do you have some questions? Any questions? Feel free to ask. I really hope it was clear enough. It can sound a bit complicated, but we abstract the complexity of confidential computing and we build some amazing builders tools to add privacy in Web3 project and in a simple way. Thank you very much for being here today. I hope it was really interesting for you and maybe you've got some crazy idea with our technology.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Martin. Yeah, I think I will. Anyone have any question? I let them comment box. and maybe they will like just ask you, yeah, maybe they'll.
Yeah, feel free. And if you wanna contact me on Telegram, you've got my handle on the slide. You can contact me on Twitter. Can everyone run Node for the iExec? No, not now, because you could run a node for the iExec network, but you need special hardware. You need the hardware with the SGX or TDX technology. So if you've got one, you could contact us and we can check if you can join the iExec network. Currently, we are working with university around the world, so it could be something interesting to dive in with you. But in a way, everything would be able to run a node, but you need a specific hardware. And thanks for the question.
Yeah, okay. And thank you. And have more questions? We can just open your microphone and I can approve or just send on the checking box. Yeah, and Martin is here. Yeah, so we can ask anything.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Oh, Martin, yeah, you can check like for Earth developer.
Okay.
Yeah, you can check. They have one more question.
Yeah, for us developer, TE is like a black box. How can we confidently hand over sensitive data and computing tasks to it? Can you briefly explain what happened between submitting a task and getting the result back? Yeah, sure. That's a really good question. And for that, I will go back on one slide. It's this one. So when you are triggering a confidential computing task, what does it happen? In the enclave, it will call the iExec application, the Docker image iExec application. So basically, you can check the Docker image if you want to check the code. And like that, you can be sure that it's not a malicious code that's run into the enclave. So first, you can check the application code before it's running in the enclave. Second, it will grab the protected data, the encrypted protected data. And in the enclave, it will launch the iExec application, it will decrypt the protected data, and the iExec application will process the protected data. And what we've got attestation reports. It's reports provided by the provider, Intel SGX, that prove that your code ran into a SGX or TDX black box ecosystem. So you can prove that it ran in a private space. You can check the code of the iExec application to be sure that it's not malicious code. So basically, the chain of trust is fully kept from the data protection to the data used in the enclave. And the really cool part, it's totally isolate. It means even if the computer is corrupt, far in the galaxy, you can be sure that your data will be computed in a private way. I hope, Luca, my answer is clear enough. And if you need more information, feel free to contact me on Discord. Please join our Discord if you got other questions, or directly on my socials.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and later we'll send the Discord link and your Telegram link. Yeah, and have question, you can talk with Martin just directly. Yeah. And Martin, do you have another question from our WeChat community? I will send you.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, like app generator handles input and output data automatically. Does the developer need to configure any extract for this process, I will send the text for you again. You can check.
Yeah. In the meantime, okay.
Oh.
So app generator, can I answer the link question just before?
Okay, no problem.
I will answer both. I see that iExec is a sidechain. In my opinion, different node has different hardware. That means has different TEE private key. So how does iExec choose the private key to encrypt a user data? So that's really interesting question. iExec work currently with a sidechain called Bell Core. It's a gasless one. It's a sidechain, but unfortunately, a sidechain is not directly linked to Ethereum, and it doesn't get the benefits, the security from the main chain. So it's exactly why we deployed everything on Arbitrum. So right now you can build iExec, you can build a privacy preserving application using iExec technology on Arbitrum and Arbitrum Sepolia testnet. And it's opened a really bigger community and a lot of new opportunities. So about the private key, even if every node got not really specific hardware, because it must be TEE hardware using SJX or TDX technology, so it's a specific chipset, the private key is not related to the hardware. When you encrypt, when you protect the data with data protector, it will generate a random symmetric key to encrypt the data. And this symmetric key will pass through another encryption system that will protect even harder this symmetric key. And only then this symmetric key with double encryption will be stored on the database running in the enclave. So you can be sure that the private key is fully protected, and it's the private key we use to protect data. Regarding the different node, the question could be, okay, but which node, which worker using confidential computing technology will be picked to do the confidential computing task? And that's a pretty good question, because it's a kind of random selection. And when a worker is doing a confidential computing task, then the other worker can check that the answer is the right answer. And if not, and if they find a way to, if they think like, oh my God, it's a malicious node, this node will be slashed, and the network will remain secure at the end. So yeah, so how does iExec choose a private key to encrypt the user data? It's randomly generated. And for the last question, app generator handle inputs and output data automatically. Yeah, do developer need to configure anything extra for this process? Not at all. It's really the amazing part, because if you are going in the iExec GitHub and you're checking the next JS starter, there you can check the code and you will see that it's pretty simple. Like, you just need to install the package here. Then in the app page, you just need to import everything about data protector, and then you will be able to protect a data. And you've got nothing else to set up. So we've got some experimental features like TDX. It's a quite new technology, started in 2023. It's a way to protect, it's a way to generate a virtual machine directly in the confidential space. So with SJX, if you are taking a full house with SJX, you are protecting a room. With TDX, you are protecting the whole house. And that's pretty amazing because there is no more library incompatibilities. It's way more powerful, and you can run and protect some AI framework and model. So you don't need extra configuration, but if you wanna use the experimental feature, you can use it just by activate the experimental variable, set experimental feature in true, and you will be able to use TDX and yes. Oh, Lion got a question. Your question, if we are organizing a hackathon or some opportunities for developers to participate, that's a really good question, Lion. And we are sponsoring ISROM Hackathon. I don't know if you know ISROM Hackathon. It's a pretty beautiful city. And the really cool part, it's we are launching a scholarship. Let me find everything related to this scholarship and send it to you. So just you need to keep in mind that the scholarship will finish tomorrow at midnight. Everybody can apply. And what you need to do, I posted everything, Lion, in the chat. You need just to find a crazy idea about confidential DeFi. It's decentralized finance using our technology. And if, oh, sorry, okay, you didn't understand everything in English. Sorry for that. I will try.
Hey, Martin? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can help to like translation this workshop tonight, and we will post on our like WeChat and our like Medium Substack, so our Chinese developer they can like understand this. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
you also translate for us. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, because that's a really cool opportunity. What I would like to tell it's if they find I will translate in the same time. If they find an idea with confidential decentralized finance using our technology, they can win $1,500 to come in the ROM hackathon we are sponsoring. And give me 1 sec, and it should. I will get the translation. If they find an idea, no. All right. Hopefully the translation will be good enough. Next time, I need an AI tool that transcribe everything in live. I'm pretty sure that it already exists. Lion, thanks for your question. Feel free to come and we can chat on the social, and I think we can find a way to translate everything. And yeah, for sure, OpenBuild team, if you can translate everything, that will be really amazing. Not everything, but all the information. I saw that the data is stored on r.io. Do we need R token to storage? No. So what you've got, you can pick either IPFS. So I come back on the question of Lynn. No, yeah, it was the OpenBuild question about the configuration. If you wanna use data protector, you can go on the documentation and IPFS. And you can pick yeah, IPFS node, subgraph. There is different small parameter you can add, and basically you can choose between IPFS and r.io. So IPFS, You can store bigger folder. You can store it for free. And with R.io, we've got a partnership with them, and you will be able to protect some small data for free, and you can use it. Everything for free. All right. Hopefully it's clear. What user-friendly tools or API does iExec provide for developers to lower the barrier to integrating privacy protection feature, allowing us to protect data and easily as calling standard Web2? Okay, so we don't have API calls in this way, but what we are providing, it's literally tools for builders. Like when you're gonna build a project, a privacy preserving application using our tool, you can pick data protector and integrate it in your project, and iApp generator to bootstrap an iExec application. And let me show you two projects we are working with. Automato, it's a really interesting use case platform where you can automate a lot of Web3 things. Like you can browse templates, and there you've got privacy preserving iExec template. You can, for instance, receive notification on your mail when Elon Musk is tweeting. And if I'm clicking here, you will just need to protect your Telegram chat ID to be able to receive the notification. And Automato won't be able to see your mail or your Telegram chat ID. And we've got Incentive Finance. There, they got a privacy notification system. They are using iExec technology. You can protect your email on this platform, and they are using data protector. And when they will send an email to you without knowing your email, they will trigger a confidential computing task using an iExec application. So it's not Web2 APIs, it's SDK and CLI command tools. Thank you very much for your question. That's pretty cool.
Thank you, Martin. And I think that's all question. Yeah, let me check.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Lynn, for this workshop. That was pretty cool. I hope it was interesting for everybody.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Martin. Yeah, thank you, Martin. And because you share a lot link and about like the asset and how you build, and later we will send and translate all this into our group for our Chinese developer. And I will like send to you make sure with you like all this, and welcome our developer, and hope you guys can build on like access. And any question, just join our Discord and our Telegram. I think Martin already sent. I will send again. Yeah, here have a Discord link. Yeah, you can just join us, and also like have our for our developer scholarship everything. And later just follow us our Twitter and our WeChat account. We will like show all the workshop today. And yeah, thank you everyone. So that's all today. Thanks Martin again. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and hopefully see you soon. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye.